he goes and he visits houses like 2 weeks starting 2 weeks before Christmas in early December, and he evaluates the kids' like behavior. And the good kids receive the sweets and stuff, and the bad kids, might get a warning, or they might get a light whipping, quote unquote, from the switch or the whip, just to kind of push them in the right direction. And even then, maybe they get, for some reason, they like doing this. Krampus is the same way. If you're bad, you get a potato. I don't understand the potato. Like I said to me, I don't think that's really a punishment. I'm like, yo, thanks for the potato. I'm hoping it's a nice big one for baking. So, but he does.
It's a nice snack, if anything. Baked
Yeah,
potato, put some chives and cheese in there. Fuck
yeah.
Welcome to the Conspiracy Kitchen.
What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining us in the Conspiracy Kitchen, where we attempt to find the secret ingredients behind life's daily mysteries. I'm Joe, and I'm accompanied by my sous-chef, Joshua, a.k.a. the Cryptid... What? Did you get that title back? I don't know if you got that title back yet.
I never lost it. Fuck you.
I'm just trying to make sure I don't want to offend anyone with calling you a title that you don't deserve.
Offend them. I don't care. I know what I'm about.
You still have it? Or maybe you get it back this episode?
God damn it. Well,
no?
No, I have it. It's staying with me. It will always be with me. It's like my appendix. It hasn't burst yet, so...
So then, I'm accompanied by my sous-chef, Joshua, a.k.a. the Cryptid Killer.
Hi, everyone.
Don't sound so disappointed.
Bullshit.
And today, the secret, let's say the special on the menu will be Krampus and Belshnickle. Now, I know some people are like, what the fuck? It's not Christmas. It's basically almost Easter. I know this, but it's been cold like it is Christmas. So you're going to get presents in a little while, and it's still cold. So we're saying it's like Christmas, so that's what we're going with, and we're going to bring up Krampus and Belshnickle.
Yeah, if you have a chill in your spine and magic in your heart, it's always Christmas.
It's always Christmas. And it's been fucking cold and windy. So we're going to go and talk about these two little scumbags, if you will. If the kids are being nasty, they come around. Well, Belshnickle does both, but yeah, we'll get into him later.
We mentioned Krampus because I like to fight things, as you all know. And Joe asked me recently, do I think I could take Krampus? And I laughed and scoffed. So now we're talking about him. So let's get into it. For those who don't know what Krampus is, Joe didn't know until recently. Krampus is a horned anthropomorphic figure. It comes from, where does he come from? Germany, I would imagine, around there.
He comes from the Alpines, like Austria, Slovenia. There's parts of Switzerland he's in, Hungary,
Bavaria,
Czech Republic. Yeah, Bavaria.
I was gonna say Germany, but nothing bad ever came out of Germany.
Belshnickle was German.
Well, they don't have
nothing bad.
Yeah, they don't have a history of violence or anything. So anyway. He's a giant horned creature who Santa, he'll come to your house if you've been good, and he'll bring you presents, and he'll fill the stockings, and he'll eat the cookie, and it's all very magical, and there's a lot of joy around that. But if you're bad, this horned goat man will break into your home and beat you with a stick.
Basically, yes.
And he'll put you in a big sack, and he'll just kind of drag you down the street, and you'll never be seen again. Good night, kids.
Yeah, that's December 5th, Krampusnacht.
It's Krampusnacht. That's
Krampus night.
That's Krampus night, where if you've been a little shit all year round, your parents will never see you again. What do the parents do when this? Do they just let this big goat man enter their home? No one has a gun.
No, because the kids are bad. They know. It's just he's from pagan roots, and I guess if you see him coming with his chains and bells, uh, and I mean, as a parent, you probably know if your kid was being a little shit or not. And you're just like, well, maybe the kids need to learn today. And he just comes right in with his switch and his sack that he throws your kids in.
So what, the parents are just totally up for getting rid of their children?
Well, I'm assuming, like, he'll punish them, encourage their good behavior, change their ways, and then release them back into the house.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd put my trust in a horned demon.
Well, I mean, there is stories that describe Krampus's punishment, besides just beating him with birch sticks. There's also, like coal, Santa leaves coal. Well, there's things that he'll leave potatoes instead of gifts, which I probably wouldn't mind. I'll make a nice baked potato.
Yeah, what the fuck? That sounds jolly.
He leaves a potato instead of gifts. But there's tales that he stuffs them in his sack and he drags them to the underworld. And then down there he just eats them.
Yeah, and again, the parents do nothing.
Well, what are you supposed to do?
Well, do something, otherwise Dyfus is going to show up and ask where your fucking kids went. You're letting you're letting a horned being steal your children. Good parenting.
It's not their fault.
You know what? They let them in the house. It's exclusively their fault.
No, he breaks into the house.
Some kids are just shits, all right? It happens. Doesn't mean you got to let them get kidnapped by a demon. For fuck's sake.
Well, someone's got to teach these kids to be good. Yeah, and obviously the parents aren't doing a good enough job, so he gets stuffed in a sack and they get drugged to the underworld.
I still blame the parents. They have to take more interest in their kids, I think.
But I guess that's what it is. And then later on, after the pagan roots is where they really were like eating and shit, drugged to the underworld, eaten. So this is still a while ago. This is pre-Dyfus, Dyfus. This is when the kids just died all the time. Anyway, people just died from any type of infection. But once the Christian integration came by the Middle Ages, you had St. Nicholas Day on the 6th. So St. Nicholas, he came, rewarded kids with, if they were good, with gifts. And then Krampus he visited the naughty kids during that time. He just scared them into better behavior for next year. So, you have St. Nicholas for the good kids, you have the positive reinforcement, and then you got Krampus, the negative reinforcement, making them want to be good. And hopefully next year, St. Nicholas will visit them.
Yeah, he's gonna visit an empty room because the child's dead. What is he visiting?
No.
He's not coming back.
In the Christian integration, he doesn't kill them. He just scares them.
Yeah, I don't buy it. I think it doesn't matter what I think. They're dead. But I don't trust Krampus. I don't. Unless he had to sit down with the parents beforehand and said, hey, they're having their coffee. I like to think of a giant demon sitting at a table with the parents having coffee. Hey, so I'm going to come in. I'm gonna take your kids, but I'm just going to scare them a little. And then I'll bring them back. They'll be good as new. They'll be a whole new kid. And
yeah, thank God.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? That's a great idea. We just sign on the line here. Got it. And then they leave the door unlocked. This giant beast comes in, takes their kids, and then murders them because he's a fucking monster and let the parents believe whatever they want. Bullshit.
So you think he's sitting there at the table, he's got his hooves, his rear legs crossed, and he can still somehow grab a coffee mug, or only the parents have the coffee?
Well, no, he could grab. He has hands.
He has claws.
Claws. You can grab a mug with claws.
I mean, he's holding the switch of sticks, bundle of sticks to speak kids with it. I guess he.
Well, no, he left that at the door. He's not an animal. I mean, he has. I'm sure he has manners, but he left it at the door with his coat.
He has manners, but he kills your kids.
I mean, yeah. He's savvy.
I don't see him like this. I don't see him as bad as you think he is. I think he's really trying to help these families out with kids that are just really poorly behaved and scare them into better behavior. Especially later on, like in the Christian integration here. He's not killing anyone. He just works with Saint Nicholas. They're like partners, like me and you. They're they work together and they make these kids behave better for a better future, so we can have a better tomorrow. I think he's misunderstood.
First off, I hate to ask which one of us is Krampus, and second, we're not helping kids. What kids are we helping?
No, I'm not saying we're helping. I'm saying like me and you, and it's a partnership. They work together. Me and you work together to bring, hopefully, enjoyment and joy and laughter to whoever the fuck's listening for their car ride, their commute, or just at the gym or whatever. They come together to bring children into a better way of thinking and make them feel better and maybe behave better and have a better future because they're not being little shits. I'm not saying we are like helping kids, because I wouldn't want any kids to listen to this because they'll have less brain cells than when they started. But this, they're a partnership.
Yeah, parents tend to walk the other way when they see me. Anyway, yeah, I suppose all the pictures I see of Santa and Krampus. Like, you see Santa getting all the love from the kids and the parents. Like, oh, this is jolly man. He brought us happiness. And then you just see Krampus creeping in the background, like behind a tree. Just looking like every pedophile ever.
I feel bad for him. I think he's misunderstood. Someone has to do the job. Not everyone gets to be the fucking Santa Claus that everyone loves. Sometimes you just got to be the Krampus. But you got to get the job done. They're both needed. It's like a duality thing,
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I still blame the parents, but anyway.
I don't blame them. I guess it's the parents' fault. I don't know.
Yeah, his appearance varies from story to story. Like I said, he's mainly an anthropomorphic being with hooves and claws and horns but he varies. Let me see, reminiscent of bats and goats and abominable snowmen or something like that.
So you're saying like he could be similar to our boy, the Jersey Devil?
Yeah, actually, very similar. I'm glad you brought him up. He's like, I don't think he has. Krampus doesn't have wings.
No.
But the Jersey Devil does. So that would be a fight I would love to watch. And then they both.
The Jersey Devil would fucking destroy Krampus.
Yeah. You take him to the sky and fucking drop him.
There's no way Krampus could survive a fight with the Jersey Devil. Just like you want to fight the Jersey Devil, you could probably beat the Jersey Devil, but I think the Jersey Devil would put up much more of a fight with you than Krampus would, I think.
I could take Krampus. I would have to plan that one out, though, because is he doing good by punishing kids? So would I be fucking something up?
Yeah, I think he's a good guy. He's trying to, when you have kids, sometimes they just act like little shits. He's trying to take that away, the schmuckery from the children, and have them, act well all year. He's good.
Yeah. There's a lot of parents in those parts of the world that really, know about Krampus, because Americans don't really know much about him. There's movies, but other than that, people don't really know. But they have year-round decor that's meant to warn children. Be good or you're going to get fucking dragged away by Krampus. And apparently that works. I don't know.
And I guess an unpopular opinion here, but I liked Krampus in Warzone on Caldera.
You're part of a very thin group of people that did.
You see, the key was to get him to attack other people, and then you third party the shit out of him.
Or let him attack Steve and just walk away.
You could, our Call of Duty expert hated Krampus with a passion. Even if I bring it up now, I could bring it up now and be like, you know, we should bring Krampus back to Caldera. We should have both the map and Krampus back, and he loses his fucking shit every time. He loses it.
He gets a little steamed, yeah.
No, I know some of you are thinking, what the fuck are they talking about? Steve isn't real. This Call of Duty expert guy isn't real. He's real, I think. He might be an NPC, but he interacts with us in some ways.
Kind of.
So,
yeah.
Kind of.
But yeah, I forget, what was Krampus's deal in Call of Duty? Did he just run around and slap people? Is that what it was?
No, so when, you went to, what was it, like the Christmas tree or something, and there was all those chests, and you start opening them. If you opened them up too many, if you're being naughty and stealing all the stuff out of, he came. And then he'd try to fight you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and then you got to shoot the shit out of him. But then I would third party.
Yeah, Steve didn't care for that.
No. Well, don't be so, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, don't be so naughty. Don't be so selfish and steal all the fucking gifts and guns out of the boxes, the crates.
Yeah, don't be a naughty boy.
Yeah, and you wouldn't come after you. I would purposely get him to come after us so I can go after Steve, because he would lose his shit.
Yeah.
It was funny.
It was very funny. I wish we observed Krampus more in America. I wish it was more of a mainstream thing.
You want American kids to get kidnapped and drugged to the underworld?
There's a lot of shitty kids. I don't like kids personally, but
you'll be having kids. Don't worry.
Eventually, yeah. I did tell my wife that when we do eventually have kids, and growing up with Santa, they will be growing up with Krampus as well. So I'm going to tell them you have to be good, otherwise a giant creature is going to beat the shit out of you with sticks. And I'm going to say Merry Christmas, and I'm going to turn off the light.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I think I should start telling my kids. You gotta be good, because Krampus or Belshnickle will come, because we do like the Elf on the Shelf. And to be honest, they don't care. It doesn't deter them from doing anything they're not supposed to do. They don't care.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
They already seem like good kids, though.
For the most part, sometimes. I mean, my wife's got to deal with them all day when I'm at work. Sometimes they act like, morons, but I guess all kids do.
Yeah. Do you think Krampus has elves? Like minions?
No, that's Belshnickle.
Oh, Belshnickle has his own elves?
He has a companion. Yes. We can get into it in a little bit.
He has a companion? Like a lover?
Yes. Not like a lover, more like a servant, maybe, I guess you can say.
Oh, God. Is he Is Belshnickle living in sin?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Belshnickle is a German. He's from German and Pennsylvania Dutch.
Okay, so again,
origins.
Nothing bad ever came out anyway.
Yeah, nothing I know of came out of Germany like that. So Belshnickle, he's both. So he's like Santa and Krampus combined. And he's usually he's not a monster. He's just some fucking, because Belshnickle is literally translates into like fur Nicholas. So he's just like he wears fur, but he's just a man. He's like an old guy with a beard. He wears tethered fur clothing. He's not like some fucking animal or nasty ass goat man. But he does, he has a switch or a whip, like kind of like Krampus, which he uses to threaten. And they say, quote unquote, lightly discipline naughty children with that whip. So, I don't know how you lightly discipline with a whip, but that's what he does. And then he carries a sack, which is usually filled with treats like nuts, cookies, candy for the good kids. So he does both. He disciplines the bad, and he brings treats to the good kids. And I'd like to think that there's nuts, cookies, candy, Ovaltine. Like he has maybe they have single serve Ovaltine, like little pouch things, like kind of like a Crystal Light thing, and you rip it open, you dump it in your milk. I was kind of, maybe he'd have something like that in there to give to the kids. And then he carries his book. He has this little book. He records all the kids' good and bad deeds for the year, like kind of, I guess, like Santa Claus's naughty list, the nice and naughty list. So he goes and he visits houses starting 2 weeks before Christmas in early December, and he evaluates the kids' behavior. And the good kids receive the sweets and stuff, and the bad kids, might get a warning, or they might get a light whipping, quote unquote, from the switch or the whip, just to kind of push them in the right direction. And even then, maybe they get, for some reason, they like doing this. Krampus is the same way. If you're bad, you get a potato. I don't understand the potato. Like I said to me, I don't think that's really a punishment. I'm like, yo, thanks for the potato. I'm hoping it's a nice big one for baking. So, but he does.
It's a nice snack, if anything. Baked potato, put some chives and cheese in there. Fuck yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The potato thing is just, I don't know. It's weird to me. And then he has his companion who, comes and kind of helps him carry stuff or whatever. There's not much about him. His name is Zavarta Pete.
Oh no.
So he just, he kind of carries the sack for Belshnickle and stuff, and it's kind of weird, but he's often depicted in blackface. Now, I don't know why. I don't know why that was even needed to be a thing in the folklore, but yeah, he's a little guy. He's usually shorter, like the size of a kid, but he's an adult, and he follows him around, carries his sack for him and stuff, and he's in blackface to help him out.
This is, it's up there with the most offensive thing I've ever heard. It's
Germans.
It's easily top 5. Now, Germany's a nice place up until that, but
that's what they do. Belshnickle just, yeah.
I do like, because I think of when you say he gets a light whipping or whatever.
Light, yes.
Saying that you lightly discipline a child is the same as beating the shit out of them and saying, I barely touched you. Like, they don't know the difference. They're in pain.
It's a light whipping.
The only difference is how inebriated you are when you do it. So,
I guess, yes. I don't know. All I know is, but there isn't. If you watch The Office, there's an episode where Dwight dresses up as Belshnickle. I don't know if you remember that episode.
I don't actually. I got to rewatch that show. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's a Christmas episode. I think it's called, was it Dwight Christmas or something? The name of the episode. Let me see. Yeah, it's season 9. It's in season 9. Dwight Christmas, and he dresses up as Belshnickle, and he has Moe's. I remember the episode. He's like, I think it was who the fuck was it? Oscar. He's looking at the Belshnickle stuff. And he goes, "There's a Vart Pete. You weren't actually going to do anything like that." And he goes, "Because he's in blackface and stuff, or how? I mean, exactly how he words it." And Dwight's like, "No," and he turns around. And he goes, "Cancel him." And you see Moe's outside walking in blackface, stop dead, turn around and walk back to his car and leave.
Oh, God damn it.
The Office wouldn't survive in this climate today.
No.
It was a great show. But yeah, there's the Dwight Christmas, if you if you want to freaking see that Belshnickle, he does the Admiral or Impish, and he whips people in the office. And Svart Pete, if you want to know, it does translate to Black Peter, but it's just, I don't know why couldn't it just be a black person? Why is it to be a white person in blackface? I'm not sure.
Why is he so small? I'm actually looking at pictures, and he's just the tiniest little man in blackface. Yeah. For no reason.
There's no reason for it.
There's nothing behind it. They just are trying to be offensive at this point.
It's just, it's because it's Germany.
They're a lovely people.
Yeah.
Now, but
yeah, but this was all brought over from Germany, and it's a big Pennsylvania Dutch thing now. To kind of, again, the same thing. See if they can get the kids to be good, discipline children with stories. And if I remember correctly, in The Office, he was reading one of his books, and Dwight talks about it. The kids that suck their thumbs, Belshnickle comes with a big pair of scissors and chops their thumbs off. Naughty boys for sucking on their thumbs.
Oh, that's light discipline.
That's light discipline, yeah.
Yeah. They'll never be able to hold a pencil again. Light discipline. Now, thing... Oh, go ahead.
No, I feel like you can stow it back on.
It's not going to be the same. But my thing with... What's his name? Black Peter? What's his name? Zwardy Pete?
Yeah, you can call him Black Pete. Zvart Pete. Zvarda Pete.
Zvarda Pete. Now, they celebrate this in these countries, and they do like parades and shit. But my thing is, when people dress up like that, they go all out with the blackface, if I'm looking at these pictures right. And apparently no one bats an eye.
No one has anything to say about this tiny white man just in full-on blackface, like the worst I've ever seen. It's like, oh, well, it's a holiday. No, it's bad. It's pretty offensive. It's a holiday.
Maybe leave that part out and just, use your imagination.
What, just have like a monkey? Like a little monkey or something?
That made it 10 times worse, somehow.
Like, I don't know, you need a companion to carry the sack.
It's bad. It's just bad.
It is pretty bad. I'm trying to help them out here, and it's pretty bad. I don't know where it comes from. There's no reason behind it. It's just there it is. It's fucking right. He's right there. And you're right. When they do these celebrations and the parties and stuff, and they bring him out, dude, they don't care. It's just he's there. There he is. Boom, Black Peter.
Jesus Christ. Look, guys, Kyle's here. He's dressed as Black Peter. Maybe we don't associate with it this year. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Chad is Black Peter. Oh.
So you could probably take Belshnickle in a fight.
Belshnickle, yeah.
He's just an old man.
He just sounds homeless. The way you describe it, his clothes are tattered and he's covered.
He looks like a homeless man, yeah.
He just sounds homeless. And every picture I see, yeah, he looks fucking homeless.
But then, like, I don't know. I feel like if this guy, just random homeless man's coming to your house to, kind of judge your children to see if they're good or bad, just comes in, yeah, you're good. And then he reaches into this fucking disgusting tethered sack and pulls out some kind of candy or something. Are you going to let your kid eat that?
No.
No.
Because it's like melted like Werther's Originals. Like, no, my kid's not going to eat that. If a homeless guy walks in with a friend in blackface that he refers to as Black Peter and tries to hand my kids melted candy from a dirty sack, no, I will let them eat it. Absolutely not.
What happens if he goes to whip your kids? Lightly.
Yeah, lightly. Fuck no. He's going to get dropped so fucking quick, I'm going to Home Alone his ass right out the door.
So do you like Krampus better? You think Krampus is the better of the two?
I would much rather my children be taken by Krampus than this fucking monstrosity of a man. Because he's just a homeless guy. There's
He's a
nothing
homeless
magical.
racist.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a homeless and he's racist. There's nothing magical about him. At least Krampus is like a demon. He's got that going for him. This guy's just an asshole.
just a homeless asshole.
Just a dickhead. Ugh.
I love I love Belshnickle, I should say. It's just the most random fucking, like, Christmas time folklore that I've ever heard.
I would
Just
love
everything about him.
I would love for them to do like a costume contest. Who's the better Belshnickle? And you just get a line of homeless people with their sidekicks, just a line of people in blackface. No one bats an eye because it's the holidays. Then you have the one tourist who's like, "Hey, this is kind of fucked up."
Do you want to go?
I would. Oh my god.
Do you want to be Belshnickle, or I got to be Belshnickle?
No, I want to be the tourist saying this is kind of fucked up.
Oh, I want you to be. I want. We need to go to the costume party.
I want to go. I want to see that, but I also really want to see, because with Krampus they do a lot of like parades and shit, and they get into it, man. They have like torches going, and people are all decked out in Krampus gear, scaring children. And
Yeah.
It always looks like fun. I see it on TikTok all the time. It looks like a fucking great time.
We could do that. Why not? Did they make any Belshnickle movies?
Yeah, it's called Mississippi Burning.
Let's see if they have any movies. Let's see. Let's check it out. There's probably something we gotta watch here. Oh, there's the Christmas Chronicles 2 has Belshnickle in it.
Christmas. Oh, yeah, I know. Is that the movie with Kurt Russell?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know Belshnickle was in it.
Yeah, that's literally the only like movie that he's in. He's Pennsylvania.
Belshnickle.
Yeah, and the reason is apparently is he has a dual role. He's a dual role. He's a gift giver and a disciplinarian in him. So it's less commercially appealing than just purely jolly or terrifying, like Krampus or Santa. Like, so they're like, nah, fuck him. They don't like him. Krampus is in a bunch of movies. Belshnickle, he's literally he's mentioned in The Office, season 9, episode 9, if anyone wants to watch that one, and he's in the Christmas Chronicles too. You can watch that on Netflix, by the way.
I'm looking at pictures of Belshnickle artwork that depicts him, and he has a child tied to a tree, and he's beating him.
That's light discipline, Josh.
That's the most homeless shit I've ever heard.
That is light discipline.
Tell that to the kid who's gonna be scarred for life, mentally and physically, apparently.
Well, maybe he should have been better.
I can't imagine what he did that wrong. He's like a 4-year-old. What did he do? By the way, all these children that get disciplined, quote unquote, by Belshnickle and Black Peter, like, they're young kids. They're like under 5.
Yeah, it's true.
What the fuck did they do?
They could have done... I don't know, dude. I really don't know what they could have possibly done. I don't know.
Like, this one's an actual baby. Oh my god.
A baby?
Yeah.
What did he do?
He shit up his back. No. Like,
I never had to deal with that.
I don't know why, but that's the thing I think that makes me laugh the hardest is the concept of a child shitting up their back.
Literally, all 3 kids never ever did that.
I know for a fact that my kids are gonna do it. Because I'm
Just to
not
just to fuck you.
just karma getting me. But yeah, Belshnickle, the homeless deviant of the holidays.
But Krampus is in what, a ton of movies. They like Krampus.
He is in a lot of movies. He's got his own movie, Krampus.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Have you? You haven't seen it, right?
Nah, I listened to the whole movie through that podcast, Fear and Wine, and maybe I won't watch it.
No, I think you should. It's actually quite enjoyable.
Is it though? I mean, I'm like some of the things I'm like, why would what is this?
It's got a decent cast. I mean, you got Toni Collette, you got Adam Scott, David Koechner, who's one of the funniest people ever. But it's, if I'm trying to remember correct, because I haven't watched it in a fucking year. The family's coming for Christmas,
Yeah.
and the cousins and the aunt and uncle are just terrible people.
And the grandmother could have just avoided the whole movie by just speaking.
Yeah, that bitch. She speaks German
Yeah.
for 90% of the movie. And the little kid is like, he's upset because he feels like everybody doesn't, I don't know, they don't believe in the magic of Christmas and nothing's the same anymore, and his parents are fighting, and so does he write a letter to Krampus or Santa and some bullshit. Krampus shows up. I'll say that. I'll just cut ahead to that. So like a snowstorm hits, and like a very severe snowstorm, like feet of snow. You can't see anything. And what do you do when that happens? You let one of your children just leave the house and go to her boyfriend's house. Which, this, in my opinion, is the coolest scene in the movie, because she's walking and it slowly gets darker and darker. And then she just kind of looks up and sees this giant shadowy figure on a roof. And you see the outline of the horns, and you're like, oh, it's Krampus. And then you hear chains, because he has like chains on him, and it's badass. And then he just jumps from roof to roof chasing her, which is fucking, it's really cool. It's actually a really cool scene. And then she gets, if I remember correct, dragged under a car, and that's the end of her. Spoiler alert. And then the family finally decides hours later, hey, she's been gone a while, maybe we go look for her. And they do that, and then of course they get attacked by, I don't know if it's elves or what like they're like snowmen, but they get attacked, and then they get back to the house, and then the guns come out because they're rednecks. At least the cousins are.
Yeah.
And then the elves are trying to break into the house, so they're fighting them off, and then there's toys in the attic, and they're like possessed, so they're fighting them off, and like
Isn't it? Yeah,
gingerbread man. Yeah, which, just eat him. He's delicious.
They suck.
You don't like gingerbread cookies?
No, they suck in the movie.
Oh, in the movie, yeah. They're fucking evil. But then the grandma decides to start speaking English.
Yes.
To tell them why this is happening, and the aunt is just like, I fucking knew it. Like, she knew she spoke English. And because the grandma could only communicate with the main character, which is the annoying little boy, and the father, because they speak German. But everyone else is like, what's she saying? I was like, all right.
And the Jack in the Box.
There's Jack in the Box that is also really cool because it is alive, and the mouth opens really big, and it's creepy. And then then the grandma explains what happened, and like her family's like cursed because Krampus visited her when she was a little girl, and blah blah blah. And I know I'm skipping so much, but I haven't watched this in months. Then Krampus, I think the whole family gets killed off, and the little boy is all that's left. So Krampus drags him to like this fiery pit, which is like an entrance to the underworld.
Yeah.
And the kid was like, "Take me instead," and then he calls Krampus an asshole, and then you see Krampus's face, which is just an old man face in a hood. But his mouth is permanently open, and his big tongue. It's like this is your design you went with, just old man face. So it could have been Belshnickle. Who knows?
It could have been Belshnickle.
But then you're like, you know what? I think the kid melted Krampus's icy heart, and he's gonna save Christmas. And then Krampus drops him into the fire. Basically, just says, "Fuck you, kid." And then the kid wakes up like nothing ever happened,
Yeah.
and everyone is alive and well, and it's Christmas, and everyone's happy. And then it zooms out,
Oh,
and
boy.
they're in a snow globe in Krampus's house, apparently.
Yeah.
So he's just in hell, I guess, or whatever you call that.
He's going to live on Christmas Day every day for eternity.
Oh, what a fucking nightmare. I hate Christmas. Oh, my God. Do you enjoy Christmas?
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, you get the, like, I got the kids, their first bikes this year for Christmas. Like the one that passed. Probably going to get them, probably my two oldest, I'll get Switches for this Christmas. So then, because I know I have a Vita, my old Vita, I let my oldest use, and he plays Minecraft on it. And he's, getting pretty, he likes Minecraft. So I figured, might as well get them both Switches, and then we can go online, they can play Minecraft together, I can join them. It's my Switch. Just to, play some games. But yeah, I like Christmas. You don't like Christmas, huh?
I like everything leading up to Christmas because, I love Halloween. That's my day. Thanksgiving, you eat, so who wouldn't like that? And it's like, I love the holiday season because it's very festive and fun and family and blah. And then you get to Christmas Day, and then everything, presents and dinner, all that's over. And then all you have left is just the impending doom that is winter and just
Yeah.
seasonal depression.
So it's not Christmas per se, it's the fact that Christmas means here comes the depression and the terrible rest of the year, winter, to get through. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Because Christmas is 3 days after winter starts, so it's right at the beginning. You get through there, you're like, oh yeah, now it's winter.
Yeah, it's kicking off the depression.
And I gotta fucking work outside in it. But, I mean, I still like Christmas. I always take that week off between Christmas and New Year's, and I have to put a bunch of shit together, fucking put batteries and shit. So I mean, I still like it. I still enjoy it, though. It doesn't, you always have that different feeling when you're a kid, obviously. But now that we're fucking old sacks of shit, you don't get that feeling no more. You're not getting a bunch of shit. You're just spending a bunch of money.
Ugh.
But you get to see the kids, excited about it. So that's something.
I like seeing the family. We see my side of the family on Christmas Eve, which is okay, but we're all stuffed into a house and I hate it. And then we see her family Christmas Day, which I like a little bit more because, we're a little spread out in the house and it's nice. But mainly, I just don't like being cramped. But, no, I don't know. I never really liked Christmas.
Even when you're a kid?
Even when I was a kid, not really. No. I'm a Halloween kid.
Yeah.
What, you don't like Halloween?
I didn't say I didn't like Halloween, but I mean, as a kid, Christmas was top tier, dude.
Eh.
We had the Christmas tree. When I was a kid, we had the Christmas tree set up, and we had trains around it, and we got to play with the trains, and leading up to Christmas, and then the next morning you go down there and there's fucking the gifts color coded, wrapped for per kid, and we got to open them up and fucking it was great. It was great.
Yeah, I've had a few decent Christmases, but my wife will agree. We've been trying to recapture that feeling for a long time of like enjoying Christmas, and it just has not really happened. We're kind of
Oh yeah,
relieved when it's over.
we're old now though. It's different.
Yeah, but we still try to do fun stuff. Like we
Yeah,
took the cat to see Christmas lights this year.
you took the cat to see Christmas lights.
Yeah, we did. She loved
But
it.
the problem is, you're not a kid anymore. You're not going to get that feeling anymore. The only thing you have to try to get the feeling back now is if you do have kids, to just watch them get excited for opening presents. And you kind of like, oh, yeah, I remember being like that. But the problem is, like, now, like back then, you're like, oh, man, I can't wait. I'll get this thing for Christmas. Whatever. Now that we're adults, it's like, if you want something, you just go buy it. You know what I mean? Like, so that part of it is gone. But I don't know. To watch the kids get excited, I guess, brings back some of it in a different way.
Yeah, I suppose. We tend to watch because her nephew, or our nephew, I should say, he's I think 3 or 4 now. So we always watch him open gifts, and then her uncle always dresses up like Santa and comes in and passes stuff out. So that's always fun.
Hmm.
But then we get home and it's just fuck Christmas.
Oh, no, you see, now you went from being afraid of arachnids in Antarctica to saying fuck Christmas.
You can't fight a holiday. It's a day.
I know, but points just ticking off.
I didn't say I was afraid of Christmas. I just said I
I
didn't
didn't say
like
you're
it.
afraid of Christmas, but now you don't like Christmas. I don't know. I just feel like
I'm a cryptid killer, not a holiday killer.
I don't know. Are you a cryptid killer?
I swear to God. I swear to fucking... Yes, I am. What are we talking... all right, so let's... All right, we'll put this into perspective. Belshnickle is just a homeless guy.
Yeah.
Easy. Just kick him over and walk away.
Yeah. Yeah, Belshnickle was nothing to fight. What happens if his companion, Pete, comes over and jumps in on it? Then you got two of them that you have to deal with.
That's fine. I'd be a hero beating the shit out of him because he's a racist asshole. People would probably clap for me.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that fat bald guy just kicked the shit out of that racist in blackface. Good job. Merry Christmas, folks.
Yeah. And then you just knock out an old man.
Just beat this shit out. Kick him in the shin and watch him roll over.
And now you got Krampus coming down. He's coming down on you.
Krampus.
You gonna take him?
Yeah. Of course I am.
How you gonna take that guy? He's got horns. He's got claws. He's got a whip, hoofs.
He's very decked out. No, I would take a big, I'd keep it festive. I would get a big candy cane, and then I would sharpen the edge of it.
Oh, okay.
And I would, well, what were you thinking?
That was the other thing. I think.
All right. Steady. This is a family show, Joseph.
Yeah.
I would sharpen the edge of a candy cane like a prison shiv, and I would just run right up to him and jab him in the throat.
Wait. This is a family show, and then he proceeds to make a shiv and stab someone in the throat in the same sentence.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
How this should have been our Christmas episode.
It should have been. Hindsight is 2020. We're often inebriated. Anyway.
This is our Easter show for Christmas. It's fucking.
This is the dumbest. I don't get. It's fine. You know what? It's the holiday figure episode.
Yeah.
How about that Easter bunny, folks?
Yeah.
I
I don't understand the eggs. That's the one thing I don't like about Easter.
He's creepy. You ever see the Easter
eggs.
bunny at the mall?
Oh, they're all fucked up. But why are we doing eggs and bunnies? Like rabbits don't fucking lay eggs. What is happening? Why do we need Easter eggs?
Because maybe it was Jesus's favorite food, and he came back and wanted eggs.
It was just, he liked the hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah.
Decorated.
Yeah, he liked a nice hard-boiled egg to start his day.
I don't think that was it.
No?
No, I don't think that was it. I don't know.
I think when Jesus came back, he wanted his favorite breakfast of hard-boiled eggs, and he wanted to be greeted by his pet rabbit, which is why the rabbit brings eggs. There, solved.
I guess so. Now, I like how this went from killing Krampus to Jesus' favorite food is hard-boiled eggs.
Well, to be fair, it is Easter.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. It was just that was a pretty big jump there, and it's fine. I like it.
Well, we find the truth. That's what this show's about. We ask the hard-hitting questions, and we find the truth about Christ and eggs.
It's true. The secret ingredient
Is eggs.
is eggs. Now I gotta buy fucking 5 dozen eggs so my kids can destroy them. But then I get a whole bunch of hard-boiled eggs, which is always fun. And then perhaps turn them into deviled eggs.
Delicious.
Absolutely. I could probably eat 15 dozen deviled eggs
That's a lot.
and not even, and just not be ashamed.
You could eat 15 dozen and just not move because you've eaten 15 dozen eggs. Shame has nothing to do with it when you're dead from overconsumption of eggs.
Is that, what, does that give me like a cholesterol issue?
You're not going to make it.
Or is that, I bet you I could.
It's a lot of eggs.
Sorry, a lot of eggs, but, well, I mean, I'll probably make like 2 dozen deviled eggs maybe. I like a hard-boiled egg. Maybe we'll make some egg salad.
Make a nice omelet.
Make an omelet, but they're already hard-boiled, so. I make omelets every Sunday.
I saw a video on TikTok. A girl made hard-boiled eggs, and then she got those little chocolate buttons and melted them and put the eggs in, mashed it together, and made a sandwich. And she's like, "This is my late-night feast." She should be arrested.
You said hard-boiled eggs and chocolate?
Yes.
That is the most appalling thing I've ever heard.
And put it on a sandwich with butter.
Yeah, it's absolutely appalling.
That's how wars start.
That's unbelievable. That is I don't even want to think about it. On the other hand, some of our friends have listened to these episodes.
One of them has.
No, Jimmy said he told me today. He said he was listening to a couple of them.
What did he like it?
Yeah, he says he said he liked them before. He told me that for being our first podcast, he didn't understand how we were this good at it.
Wow.
I don't know if that's just, saying it and we're actually horrible, or I don't know, but
probably that one, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. No one's told us we suck, but I don't know if they just feel bad for us. Is it like the Make-A-Wish thing where like, yeah, they suck, but we don't want to hurt their feelings because this is like their thing before they die.
Yes, you know what? That's exactly what it is. Folks, this is our Make-A-Wish. Please subscribe.
Follow us below, yeah. Hit the follow button. You should also try to rate us on Spotify. It helps us with the algorithm to get us seen more. So, give us 5 stars, 1 star, I don't know, whatever you feel like doing. And follow us on X and Instagram. Conspiracy Kitchen on both. Conspiracy Kitchen Podcast, really, on both. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they do like us.
For this episode, make sure you listen to it on Christmas Eve with your family gathered around the computer. Have Nana sit right next to you and listen to this so she can laugh along.
What about the kid? You want the kids there?
No, they can leave. They're already kidnapped by Krampus.
Krampus already took the kids away.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, they're getting beaten by Belshnickle.
For me, I think Belshnickle would find me Admiral. I don't think he'd find me impish. So he's gonna bring me out of his sack a nice container of Ovaltine. That's all I want from him. I don't want nuts and candy. Just give me a nice container of Ovaltine so I can make my great chocolate milk before bed. I love it. I love having it before bed, like after dinner and everything, and like kind of like a snack. You know, a little while before bed, take a nice cold glass of it, and then I'm off to sleepy land. Makes me feel good.
You're off to Sleepy Time Junction.
Yeah.
I love Ovaltine more than life itself, but I don't think I would accept it from this homeless man just pulling it out of a sack. I don't trust it.
It'd be sealed.
I don't know. I don't know if I would take it.
I don't know. I would still take it. I like Ovaltine so much, I would take the risk.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose. I could go for a glass right now, but I know I'm fucking out of milk, and I'm really upset about that.
Oh, you know what? I'm very low on milk too, so I'm gonna have to go get some. And we also have one friend who cannot consume Ovaltine for some reason, so we're no longer friends with him.
His body rejects it.
His body rejects it because, like I mentioned before, it's like in Supernatural. You know how in Supernatural, some of the people can hear the angels talk. Some of them can be vessels to the angels. The angels can go in and not destroy them. And then the other ones, like the angel goes inside of them and their body can't handle it and they explode.
Yeah.
Because it's like so pure you can't do. That's the Ovaltine. Like if you can consume Ovaltine, it's so pure. There's one. But some people cannot handle the greatness, the nutritional value, how much minerals and vitamins are packed into it. The body can't handle it. It just gives up. It explodes. That's what happens to this guy, and because of that, I understand that we just can't be friends anymore.
Yeah, I've already deleted his number.
I don't remember his name. Who?
Who
is that?
I don't know. We also have friends that have told us they just don't like Ovaltine. Steve said that once.
He doesn't like Ovaltine?
I'm pretty sure he said that was like, I don't really like it.
Really?
I think so. I got to question him again, but...
And we had the incident with my grandfather, when we barely out of high school. Remember that?
The funniest shit ever.
Yeah.
So I forget if we've mentioned that on this show yet.
I don't think we've mentioned it yet. I don't think we mentioned it at all.
Well, we used to go grocery shopping for your grandfather because we would make a nice afternoon out of it. We would go do that, and then we would get dinner. But he also liked the Ovaltine because great minds think alike. So my ex at the time was with us, and she's an annoying person. No. I don't give a shit. It's true.
It's true.
And we picked up the groceries. We got back to the house. We were unpacking everything, and she looked at the Ovaltine and said, "Ew, that's disgusting." And your grandfather, without skipping a beat, goes, "Well, I didn't offer you any."
She was just dominated. Like just no idea what happened to her. She was quiet.
Stayed silent for the rest of the evening, and it was the funniest goddamn thing. I think we kept quoting that the whole ride home. Like, I didn't offer you any.
All the way home in the Mustang, dropped her off,
and then just laughed hysterically.
That's when we used to go to the circus.
Oh my god!
Circus car hop. It was a car hop in New Jersey. You pull up. They come to the waitresses come rollerblading out to your car. They give you a little menu. They got nice food. They put the thing on your window. You ate in your car. It was great. The Big Ape, the Cannonball burgers. These burgers were fantastic.
They were like
absolutely fantastic.
Was the Big Ape the one that was like a half-pound burger?
Yeah, that's the one you used to get, I thought.
Yeah, it came with it had jalapenos on it.
Yes. Yep. Cheese fries, and you got like the fries, the nice crinkle cut fries, and then you got this nice cheese sauce they made there, and you dip it in there. But then Josh decided to spill it on my first Mustangs on the shifter boot, and it started fermenting.
Look, I thought you could savor the flavor from that day forward, so I let it anyway.
I had to replace the boot on my shifter.
It's fine. A cheesy boot.
Well, I replaced it. I even put a short throw shifter in it, and then put the boot on it. Replaced the boot because it got cheese all over and fermented.
Well,
I don't know how we went from Krampus to talking about the circus now. Car hop.
That's how podcasts go. And you mentioning the circus also brings up another story of when my ex was with us.
Oh boy.
We were sitting in the car.
Oh no.
The waitresses, they wore like, little t-shirts and little shorts, and they're that's what they do. So the waitress was right by the window getting ready to take our order. And my ex, just no filter, they dress like whores.
Just from the back seat.
You just hear this negative energy coming from the back seat. And the waitress just gave a look and just kind of walked away.
She's just doing that for tips. Just tips.
Yeah, that's why she kept saying they just do it for tips. And I'm like, well, so what?
She's dressed like such a whore.
They really weren't, though.
No.
Shorts and a tee. It was summertime.
It's summertime. Because they're literally closed in the winter. They're only opened from like mid-spring to early fall. Only when it's warm. And that's what they wore. Because they came out and they were always outside car hopping.
And they couldn't have been nicer people. And
no, they're awesome.
Then they get called whores by this asshole in the back of a Mustang.
I guess she'll never hear this podcast.
No. Probably not. I'm going to send her this clip alone. They're like, hey, we haven't talked in years, but hey, here's this.
I don't know. Well, when we get famous, everyone's going to hear this podcast.
That's fine.
We're on the way.
We're on the way.
Right? Now that Austria is on the countries list, we're on the way.
Yes, Austrians, thank you for tuning in. This episode, it's a little thank you, but I hope we don't offend you.
Yeah, because Krampus is from Austria, so they should probably enjoy it.
I would love for them to comment and tell us their experiences with Krampus.
Yeah, and if it's available in Austria, grab yourselves some Ovaltine while you're at it.
Yes, get your Ovaltine, get your Krampus, I don't know, and tune in and listen.
Yep, and you guys should grab your Ovaltine. I'm about to go grab a glass of Ovaltine right now. And Josh, you gonna get one?
No, I don't have milk. I gotta keep drinking Crystal Light tonight. But you know what? That's okay. I do love Crystal Light.
All right, well, maybe you should go get milk. I'll go make a glass of Ovaltine, and we'll see all these people tomorrow or next week or whenever we decide to make another podcast.
Yeah, we'll reconvene.
Later, guys.
Bye.